Hey guys, so the empowerment card for today is the power card, which is so cool. It says, call upon the elements, focus your intentions, the greatest dragon is within you. And for my notes, I wrote that you are never powerless in your own life. You have the power, like your life is just how you make it. You know, you can't control other people's reactions. You can't control how people respond to you. Can't control what other people say to you, but you can choose your reactions. You have the power to, push something aside if you don't want to deal with it. If you don't want to have something in your life, again, like if somebody's being mean to you, you don't have to allow that into your life. And I was writing this at 555, and 5 is a number of change. It's a number of transformation. So I was also writing, you can change your life, you can upgrade your circumstances and work on those things for yourself at any time, on any day. I say this so many times, you don't have to start on like the first day of the month. You don't have to like make an excuse to put something off or say, like I'm going to start that on Monday, like whatever it is. Like you can take those little bitty steps, because sometimes I feel like when we push those things off, there's a little bit of intimidation. There's a little bit of like that scare factor, that fear factor, where we're just like afraid of starting. But sometimes like putting that, putting your feet out there, putting yourself out there and basically taking that first step is what I was trying to say. Taking that first step can be like the hardest part of it, but there's only one first step. There's only one first day of school. There's only one first time of doing something. And then over that, over the time, I can't talk, but over time, it just gets easier and easier to do. So when you are making changes, when you are, like fed up with a certain part of your life, I know I was like last year, and then I also like reflect on the year since then and just like how happy I am that I took that first step, that I did the uncomfortable thing and, even wrote down and made a list of the things I was unhappy with. Like that can be a first step. That can be the first thing that you do, is just like setting those intentions to do something better for yourself. It doesn't have to, be a 180 overnight. It doesn't even have to be like in a week or in a month. It can take years. It can be like baby steps, little by little. But again, over time, over reflecting over a period of time, you can see how much you've changed and how much, confidence you've built in yourself. I know that like I have just so much more confidence in myself than I could have ever imagined, had hoped for, but for some reason felt that it wasn't, achievable, or always felt that there was something in the way of getting there. But, I'm like, I will stand up for myself because I have the power to change anything in my life. I will stand up for myself. I will say something like if it is, if it's not flying, if it's not, if it doesn't align with me, I will say something. And, I will, in a respectful way. Also, I like to, start with kindness in every situation, and understanding, but, at a certain point, you've just got to always stand up for yourself and always take your power back. And sometimes I feel like we can reflect and like find ourselves in situations where we were giving our power away, our energy away to situations, to people, to jobs, to environments, to, groups of people that really didn't deserve them, that weren't supporting them and appreciating, our energy. And it's time to recognize that, set the intention for yourself, to take your power back and focus your intentions and your actions. Make sure that they align on what you want to create and what you want your life to look like. Because I feel like we can have the intention and we can have the dream and we can like be so excited for something, but if we're not taking action, that is just going to like stay in our heads. It's not going to, come into the physical. So even if like your taking action is working on yourself and it is, standing up for yourself more, building your confidence little by little, getting to know yourself even better, like those are steps that you can do that, might not be physical, something that you can't see tangibly, but even like going through trauma, working through trauma, like working through your fears, again, isn't something tangible, but it is really going to alter and transform the way that you think about yourself, which is going to impact every other decision, like a domino effect. So when you're setting that intention and taking those steps, that is, that's just a recipe for success, and for manifesting. Like that is how you can bring things into your life, bring, a whole new life to yourself, is by aligning your intentions and your actions. But even when things get overwhelming and the people around you are irritating you, try to find your peace and harness your energy so it is centered on you. Because sometimes I feel like even focusing on things that we're irritated on that is putting our energy into that thing. Like if we're thinking about it, or a situation that happened, like say you were in like Walgreens or whatever, and you're like, I was in line and this person just like kept getting, it was just huffing and puffing behind me. It was just like irritating me, and then they're like copping an attitude with me. Like even focusing on that for longer than like, I don't know, longer than like once, like more than once, is probably more than enough. Like you don't have to repeat the same story to this person and that person and the other person and whoever's going to listen to you, because that just means that you are holding on to that energy like longer than you really have to. So stop repeating that story to yourself. That doesn't have to be your reality. Yes, that thing might have happened to you, but maybe that person was having a bad day. I don't know. We don't have to focus our energy and our life on that one person. Like then you are making your whole life and your story and that situation that day about this other person. So again, find your peace, harness your energy, bring it back onto yourself by doing things and sitting in your immediate reality, like organizing your room. Like sometimes, like if I'm irritated, like I will again bring it back to myself. I will organize stuff. I will like go through my drawers. Like I cleaned out a drawer today. The day just wasn't going how I wanted to, and it's just like been a lot more exhausting than I anticipated. But I've been trying to take my power back again, the power card for today. Take your power back however you can. And if you don't want to be exasperated with a person, you don't have to be. Like, yeah, again, we can't control other people, and people do stupid stuff all the time, and we can sit in that like questioning mode where we're like, why? Like, because we just don't relate and we don't understand. We can try to understand, but that's a lot of energy wasted a lot of the time. So make sure you are like focusing on where you're putting your energy. And sometimes that does take practice. Like I used to like harp on things like that all the time for like way too long. I would just like ruminate, and then like I had to actually like train myself to stop thinking about those things and to stop putting so much of my energy into those people and like that situation that irritated me and what pissed me off. And I really just had to rewire and bring it back to like my present moment, and me being safe and like having my own space and being able to do what I wanted to do. And also like if I have a candle lit and I got new candles, and I'm so excited about that. So I feel like finding other places that our energy can be, where we can find gratitude and we can do things that we enjoy. Focus on that. Put your energy into that kind of space for yourself in order to help yourself through that, and to again take your power back, and to put your power, to realize your power, and know that you can also make your life and shape it however you want it to be. You are not powerless. You have all of the power in your life. And for one thing, when I was talking about intentions, if it helps, write your goals and your intentions on a piece of paper or on sticky notes and post them in places that you will see every single day. I used to do that. I did that until it became like second nature and I started to ignore them. And maybe that also might be a time to switch them up. So if you want to like put post-its along your wall, like your mirror, sort of stuff like that, like little reminders of like intentions that you have and like what you're working towards, and the things you also want to feel good about yourself for. And they can be all different kinds of things. And again, like if you find yourself getting to a point where you were just like used to seeing that thing and you're kind of just like glazing over it, like you don't really notice it anymore, switch those things up. Maybe a different color sticky note, a different placement, move them in different places. If you write in bold, Sharpie, like whatever it is, switch them up however you can. Or also like if you want to write them somewhere that is accessible to you, like write it on a piece of paper, write all of them down together, somewhere that is easy to find. Like I put some of my things here on my little, I hope that showed it. I don't even know. I don't know where that was because it's the opposite camera. But I have like all of my things there, like all the books that I'm reading, all of, the gemstones that I'm going to buy. So like all of those things I keep ready to go. And also like my 2025 like goals and stuff like that. I keep them all in one place. I keep all of my lists in one place so that they're accessible to me, so that when I'm irritated, when I just feel stuck, I can also remind myself of those intentions. I can bring myself back into those things. I can also read a bit, get back into my reading list, and then also remind myself that the emotions and the state that I'm in is temporary, and I have the power to get myself out of it. And I feel like that is it for today. Like, that was just today's message, is that you have the power to get yourself out of any situation. And to take your power back, to stop giving it to so many people who do not deserve it in so many situations. And, you know, if you were in like, if you had like a fender bender and you were just like going on and on and on and on and on about that for like weeks, you don't need to, like, more than you have to, because I know, like, obviously, just in this example, there's the insurance thing, but you don't, in the meantime, you can focus your life on other things. Like, you don't need to sit in that state of anger and worry for so long. You can put your energy into things that are going to help you in whatever capacity that works for you. So remind yourself of, you know, how powerful you are today, the power and the energy that you have, and how much control you have over it. And don't stay stuck. Oh, you don't have to stay stuck if you don't want to. Like I said, last December, I was tired of just everything that I was allowing myself to do, and allowing myself and not thinking that I was capable of doing. And like, people can say whatever, but like, I was believing that sort of thing. So that's another thing. Like, if people are saying one thing to you, you don't have to believe it. You don't have to give it any attention or any energy. Again, you have the power to ignore that, to focus on something, focus on the opposite thing. Like, if they say you can't do something, try to write out a list of steps and actionable goals that you can make in order to actually do that thing. So, you know, and when you do that thing, you can say that you did that thing. So, you know, focus on doing that thing if it's something that you really want to do. I wouldn't say like do it out of ego or out of spite, but if that's something that you really want to do, like, forget what anybody else is saying and what everybody has to say that is the opposite of what you want to do. So continue to do that. Take your power back, because again, you are never powerless in your own life. You have all of the power in your life, and, you know, whoever else has power in your life, that is just what you're giving to them. And you can decide, you know, to take that back, to also rest, because sometimes like having your energy all over the place and like in other situations can be very tiring. So remember to get your rest and take care of yourself, and to do something today for yourself that is for like your intentions. Again, writing your intentions down, getting honest with yourself about your intentions. Like, sometimes I feel like we can be going through life and forget a little bit of that. Sometimes I do that like every couple months or so. I will just like remind myself of, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing it for. This is what matters to me and my brand, and, you know, just get myself back on track. So do whatever you can today to take care of yourself and to take your power back. Focus on your intentions, because the greatest dragon is within you. Yes, that was it for today. And I will be back tomorrow with another empowerment message. I hope this was helpful whenever you're seeing this. And on my account, on my YouTube channel, I have all different empowerment messages every single day. I've been doing them all of October. I like them. I'm over halfway done with all of the cards in my empowerment deck. So you'll probably see some repeats. But, you know, they always have different messages. I try to do a different card every day, but, you know, sometimes even the same card can have a different message. So I hope you stick around for the next one, watch some other videos, get some other things, you know, inspired by, get some good things into your life. And my dog is trying to come in now. So I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.